Hey, Brody.
Hey, Zach.
So, you watched that first playoff game?
Yikes.
Big oof.
Other things that are bad.
Okay, so today obviously was our first playoff game against the San Jose Sharks, the first of the series. So we're going to do the first two at the San Jose Sharks, then the next two at home, and then we'll be going back to the San Jose Sharks because obviously we're going to win the series. So we got to win, the next four games.
Yep.
The score tonight was 2-5. It was a violent game. It was a violent game. It was an intense game, and we had some big oof moments, lots of penalties here and there. Let's break down some of the stats of this game. The shots were 26 to 33 shots on goal. So
that is not indicative of the way that we played. We had 5 shots in the first period and 5 shots in the second period, so that means that we had 16 shots in the third period, which is acceptable. But 5 shots is not okay, especially against the Sharks, where their weakest link is their goaltender.
We kind of have that reputation. I know we have that reputation of really playing much better in the third, but come on, guys.
We were one of the teams with the most shots on goal all season. It was us in Carolina where we were just shooting all over the place, and we couldn't seem to get a shot to save our lives tonight. So that's the big takeaway. If we can get some more shots going, if we can get some more offensive zone time, we'll do better next time.
Well, I'm ready for the salt fest. It's time to talk about the power plays. Bring on the salt.
Okay, so how do you get a penalty for getting clocked in the face? Marchessault should not have been sent to the box. That means if Marchessault doesn't get sent to the box, that means we go on the power play. That whole 3-on-3, 4-on-4 fucking whatever the fuck that nonsense was, none of that happens. 2 goals were scored in that by the Sharks, one just after the power play ended by us. It was insanity. And it never should have happened. That's all. Overall, our power play. I mean, if it got into the zone, if we got through in transition and got into their zone, we didn't look bad. I mean, we basically scored on 2 of them. Stone scores the first goal just after a power play, and then the second goal on the power play. So we basically scored on 2 of them. That's not bad.
Fair enough. And what about the penalty kill?
Looked all right.
Looked all right. I mean, that's it.
The one. Okay, so how did they only score one? Okay, I guess technically one was 3 on. Okay, face one, and then 3-on-3, and then 4-on-4, and then the rest of them were fine. I mean, okay, so a goal scored 3-on-3. That's what we'll talk about it later. But the one that was scored was literally they had to fucking bank it off their own player's face to put it into the net. And deflections are always hard, and a deflection up high like that is particularly hard. So it's not on Fleury, and our penalty killers didn't look bad. And so if Joe Pavelski's face wasn't there, I would guess that our PK would be 5 for 5.
So this goal, banking it off of the face, that was the first goal of the game, the power play goal.
That's the one. Burns, pretty hard shooter. Just decides he's gonna put the puck into his captain's face, and that's how
Burn only gets an assist credit because he bounced it off of Pavelski's face.
Pavelski gets the goal because he bounced it off his face.
That's great. That's a meme.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Okay, so anything extraordinary about the first to talk about?
We suck. Shoot more. Get offensive zone time. Don't give away the puck so much. Shoot more.
Okay, you got me there. Okay, well, let's talk about the second, and this is when the insanity erupted.
Yes. So
at this point, we are in the 3-on-3, I believe, at this point.
Right, but let's just go back and okay. So basically, what happens to get the penalties is shot on goal. Fleury gloves it. It's whistled down. There's some extracurricular activities. A little bit of fighting. Everybody's watching Kane and England, and Marchessault. Everyone just grabs a guy. This is totally regular, normal, standard operating procedure. Marchessault happens to grab Dylan. Dylan didn't like that very much, and so just sort of turned and clocked Marchessault, and Marchessault gets a penalty. I'm not making it up when I say he clocked him. No, it was a full throated punch straight to Marchessault's face.
And Dylan gets roughing. And then
Dylan gets roughing.
gets
Marchessault gets unsportsmanlike conduct. Yeah, I imagine I would be kind of unsportsmanlike if somebody fucking turned around and clocked me. Yeah.
And then it only got worse later when 40 seconds later, England hooking against Hurdle.
Correct. It was a good penalty. Hurdle has a lot of space to head towards the net. England hooks him, takes away the shot. It's totally fine penalty to take, but you're still like 4-on-3, and then
another 20 seconds later, Pavelski tripping on Nate Schmidt.
Good call. If he didn't get called for the tripping, he would have gotten called for goaltender interference. Like there was a bunch of things that you could have called on the play. Good call. So now we're down to 3-on-3.
Yeah, we're now on 3-on-3, and then 30 seconds later, this goal, Brent Burns scoring.
Highest scoring defenseman in the league. Sometimes you just get beat by a shot like that. Like, he's got a good shot. It happens, It
happened. Well, what about the one?
They're professional athletes. It turns out they're good at the game.
What about the 40 seconds later? How'd that one happen?
Merrill literally is playing for the other team. He screened Fleury for them. I'm so glad. To be fair, Vlasic had a lot of net to shoot at, but like Merrill was like he couldn't have been more in Fleury's face.
Well, the good news is we at least didn't let that goal stand. It was only a little under a minute later that we scored.
Yep. So like I said, it was about 7 seconds after the power play expired. Pacioretty takes a shot on goal. Stastny and Stone are standing there. They each got a post of their own. Stastny gets a whack at it, heads to Stone. Stone's on the back door, slams it in.
That kind of was the main action of the second. And right when there was only a couple seconds left,
17.
There's another goal. Yeah,
18 seconds honestly, left. Just a great deflection by Kane.
So, Evander Kane.
Yeah, so Carlson has it sort of like up in the slot, shoots it towards the net. Kane sticks his stick out, deflects it. It's tough to stop. Fleury has a chance to stop it, but again, it's not on him. Don't let somebody get open in the slot and then let another person be open in the slot to deflect a puck, maybe.
So defense. To discuss the second as a whole, besides the 3-on-3 insanity and all the penalties, we still let 3 goals through in this, but we also scored 1. How was our play in general compared to the first?
It was about the same. We had 5 shots as well.
Oh, God.
I mean, it was bad.
Well, defensively, I would say it was almost worse.
Yeah.
Okay, well... I'm glad we're so enthusiastic about this game.
Okay, so one thing that should be noted about this series is if we play this, if an entire game is played 5-on-5, we're at the advantage there. The Sharks are the better 3-on-3 team, or 3-on-3 like shorthand power play. Special teams? The Sharks have the better special teams, and so we need to not take dumb penalties. 24 fucking penalty minutes. Don't do that. And then play the game 5-on-5.
I mean,
and
technically
beat them.
30. Did you say 24 or 34?
Is it 34?
It's
penalty
34
minutes. 34 fucking penalty minutes.
34.
Was there like a 10-minute major at the end of the game or something?
Yeah. There's a bunch of misconducts at the end of the game.
Okay, yeah.
No Sick got misconduct. Reeves got misconduct, but then Kane also got misconduct.
Bullshit. They were literally holding Belmar in front of the net, and then like 3 of them, like it's like they chose. They were like, oh, Reeves is gonna come over here and defend his center. Like, fucking.
Well, I'm pretty sure with the misconduct, Reeves and Kane were literally like poking.
Oh yeah, no, they hate each other.
that was pretty okay. Anyways, let's talk about some of the goals in the third here. We'll get to that in a second. So we did score a power play goal, fairly far into the third.
Stone.
So Stone getting both of our goals this game. Our boy.
Good passing. So Pacioretty from the left circle up to the point to Theodore. Good pass down to Stone in the other circle that Pacioretty wasn't in, and then far post and in. Pretty good shot.
Well, we mentioned before there's never really much to talk about with empty net goals, and that's what happened. We emptied our net. We had to try and catch up. There was really close shot, some really close chances, but then the empty net goal happened and just
it's a gambit. I don't think anyone should look at a 5-2 scoreline and be like, oh, he did so bad. I mean, you could look at a 4-2 scoreline and still be like, he did so bad, right? But still, 5-2 is not worse than 4-2, and Like if it was 3-2 and it ended up 5-2, it's still like you were still losing and you had a better chance when you went down to an empty net. It's just the way that it is. You wouldn't do it if you didn't have a better chance of winning.
To kind of talk about our play in the third as a whole, I mean, once again, we seem to really come alive in the third. It's kind of been our thing. We got 16 shots on goal in the third.
If we play a game like that, we'll win.
Yeah, if we can do that for the entire game, what we did in the third.
Take the third period,
we'd be fine.
Multiply it by 3, and then
you have a full hockey game.
Yeah,
that's what you
20
have.
20 times 3, so that's 20 plus 20 plus 20. That's 60 minutes, which is a whole hockey game. So if you do that, you win.
I really hate that we're starting to get known as this team who's only alive in the third.
Listen, we're not the Jets.
Something else to kind of talk about in the third real quick and kind of relation to the whole game is this is going to be a violent series. Like,
oh, yeah, no.
Boy, oh, boy.
They do not like each other. And
you get 3 separate misconduct calls in the last 30 seconds. The hooking in the game, just the penalties. I mean, 9 penalties in that game. 34 penalty minutes for us, 22 for them. Like, 41 hits, 42 hits.
Yeah, so basically take 10 off of what was actually, and that was the number of power play minutes. So it was 24 to 12. So, yeah.
We had 2 misconduct calls against us, so the power play minutes were...
Oh, was it 2? Okay.
Yeah, we had Thomas Nosek and Ryan Reeves.
So it was 14 to 12. Okay, very well. But, yeah, no, just don't do that.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Yes, so if we can, like... take those penalty minutes and then not do them, and then take our shots and then do them, you can win. Just to be very simple.
Oh my god.
Go ahead.
So to talk about our game on Friday, what do we need to do differently? Just everything we did in the third, but in the first 2?
Yes. Get shots on goal. I've said it. Jones is not a very good goaltender. Don't give him any confidence. He's not very good. Don't let him have any confidence. He's not very good. Fleury is a goaltender. Don't take away his confidence. This was not his fault. The 4 goals that went in, there was really only 1 or 2 of them that he really had a chance to save, and they would have been ridiculous fucking saves. So, shoot more, play less defense, but play better defense. Transition game is important. Do you want to talk about the other games that were played tonight?
Oh, yeah, let's mention them.
Okay, so we had 4 other games tonight. Tampa Bay, like we mentioned, top team in the league, going in against the Blue Jackets. Into the first period, Tampa, 3-0 lead, feeling pretty good.
Didn't we say
President's Trophy curse kicks in. Columbus wins 4-3. Yep. So Columbus takes the lead in that series.
Columbus, our prediction, Columbus 4-0. Yep. It's coming. It's coming, baby.
The sweep is coming. And then Pittsburgh in New York. Pittsburgh, it's 3-3, goes into overtime. Really good play. Matt Barzal gets it to the goal, and then Bailey finishes it off. And the Islanders win that one in overtime, 4-3. Fun game to watch. Recommend it. Winnipeg, St. Louis. I don't remember who we picked in this series. I like St. Louis. I think St. Louis should win.
I believe you picked the Blues.
Yes, I like St. Louis. I think St. Louis should win. And they did. 2-1. Good game. Kind of a slow game. I wouldn't go back and watch this one. Maybe just watch the highlights on this one. Kind of a slow game. Laine does score that 1 goal for Winnipeg, so the Blues should watch out if Laine gets going. He scored 5 goals in a game earlier in the season, so watch out. And then the last other game, the Nashville Predators and the Dallas Stars, also kind of a boring game. So it looks like the final score was 3-1. Bishop playing really well. The 1 goal scored by Nashville, PK Subban. It's a really cool goal. You should go watch the highlight of it. Other than that, Dallas wins that game. So everybody except all of the away teams except the Knights win tonight. And we will see what happens tomorrow, where we have Toronto-Boston, first game of that series. That should be a contested one. Carolina-Washington, the car wash. Carolina's always a fun team to watch, and then Colorado, Calgary. Colorado's a fun team to watch. So, if I could only watch one of these three, I would probably watch the Toronto-Boston game. But the only one that I'm like, I don't really care to watch is the Carolina-Washington game. I'm going to watch the Colorado-Calgary game. Looking forward to rooting for Colorado. And then watch the Toronto-Boston game because that's going to be a fun game.
Well, we will be back to you guys on Friday following the second game of our series against the San Jose Sharks in San Jose. And we will recap you then. We'll see you.
Go Knights, go.
Go Knights, go.